everyone, welcome to MJS Coaching Football. Thank you for watching my channel. I really appreciate it. Today in this presentation I want to talk to you about our midline premise, the principles in our midline option. Okay, it's certainly one of our triple option plays that we're going to run. It's an A gap to A gap triple option. So I want to go through the particulars in terms of how we philosophically approach the midline option. Okay, I'm not going to diagram it versus any particular defenses. That's in future presentations in this playlist. So today it's strictly about how we philosophically look at the midline option and the adaptability of it, flexibility, if you will, and why we would go to the midline versus our inside veer. Okay. So over here, I'll go through the key terms to help you better understand, for us, philosophically, why we would use the midline option versus the inside veer. And then over here, I'm just going to bring some key points of our philosophy as it relates to the midline. Okay, again, not versus any specific defenses. All right, so first key term is it's 10-11 midline principles, right? 10 for us is to the right, 11's to the left, okay? Handoff key. How do we determine the handoff key? Well, number one is still number one, right? Meaning number one's the handoff key. It's the first down lineman who is either touching or is outside the guard. So essentially, 2I, 2, 3, 4I, 4, 5. Okay? So for us, the crease of the midline is inside leg of the guard to inside leg of the guard, but the down lineman, okay, is in the count. Anybody behind or definitely inside, right, in the gap on the center, linebackers on the inside of the guard, they're not a part of the count, excuse me, they're what we call inside the crease. Typically, there shouldn't be very many defenders inside that crease, okay, which would be a reason to run the midline, okay, as we'll see. So that's the handoff key. Letter B, the pitch key, is still number 2, and it's still the next defender outside, okay? Excuse me, outside number 1 at either the line, so you could have a 2I and a 5. The 5 would be number 2, right? Or a linebacker, so 2I with a B-split linebacker. Okay, that could be number 2. All righty? Or it could even be a defensive back. So if a 5 technique, right, was here, and you had a detached outside linebacker, he would be number 2. If it were an unbalanced and it was a 5 technique and there was a corner, the corner might be the number 2. Right, so that's all the different variations. And then letter C, the support key is still number 3. It's the next defender outside number 2, and it's not going to be on the line of scrimmage in all likelihood. Okay? Unless it was a goal line, then you might have a 2I, 5, and a guy right on the line. It could be. Right, could be. We haven't run the midline in the goal line situation hardly ever. In fact, I can't even count once or twice, right? So that one's not too likely. And the support key, number 3, is not as big of a factor, and here's why. Okay? It's still numbers, field, and angles. Keep that the same. But number 3 is the key, right? Flexibility. We can run the midline with all 3 phases. Dive, quarterback keep, or pitch it, right? All 3. We can also run the midline with just 2 phases. B-back, quarterback. Or we can run the midline with just 1 phase, which would be the B-back. Okay, and each time we run it, you think it's the 3-phase. But that's the beautiful part of the midline. Okay, the flexibility to be All 3 phases, B-back, quarterback, pitch. 2 phases, B-back, quarterback. 1 phase, B-back, and it looks like it's 3-phase. Okay? And a part of the whole concept here with the midline is the smart splits, which I will go over now. Okay? Because the landmark for our B-back is the center, we can be very smart with the splits that we utilize with our guard and our tackle. Okay, so again, without getting into defenses, if the guard is uncovered, so let's say it's a 4 technique is number 1, and you got a bear of a nose, the guard can close down the splits because it might be getting an ace call, just trying to get some movement off the midline. You know what I mean? Or if we get a heavy, we're playing an over-under 4-3 team, and whenever there's a 3 technique, that's who we want to read, and the guard's going to widen his split out to 4 feet. Okay? So smart splits, because the landmark's not the outside leg of the guard, you can't mess with that in inside veer. The center has to line up where the ball is. So smart splits with our guards and our tackles are a big, big part of the midline. Huge part of the midline. And nobody's going to convince me that defenses have figured out that the guard's 4 foot versus 3 foot. He's 2 foot. Oh, here comes midline. If that were the case, then we'd come up with a different plan. Okay? So for us, again, normally, because the crease is inside leg of the guard, there should not be very many defenders in that crease. Okay, so the fewer the defenders, the more likely we're going to be to run the midline. Okay, so typically, the number of defenders in the crease is 1, maybe 2. Okay, 1, maybe 2. And that 2 would be in like a 3-3 look. The 2 might be if they're playing in over-under 4-3 and you got a 1 shade inside the crease and the Mike plays the opposite A-gap. There's your 2 defenders inside the crease. Okay? And it's the strength of those 2 defenders that determines for us whether or not we can run the midline. Or do we have to block a little bit differently to take care of those 2 defenders? And especially if that Mike linebacker is a bear in the midline and he's a bear in the dive phase of the inside veer. Okay? So those are the things that factor into to us philosophically as to whether or not we're going to use the midline and how much we're going to use the midline. Okay? So as I said at the beginning, I really appreciate you watching MJS Coaching Football. Subscribers and non-subscribers alike, right? Please, 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 questions, reach out to me at coachmjsullivan@gmail.com because I'd love to talk football with you. And please look and pay attention to upcoming presentations on the midline versus 3-4 versus 4-3 under, over, and all those great things. And I'll have presentations for the 3-phase midline, the 2-phase midline, the 1-phase midline. Okay? Thanks again. Have a great day.